Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is William Hindman, and I'm your host. And this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job, or they just really screw it up. Guys, today's video is from ATA, Audit the Audit. Do me a favor, go over there and tell them that I sent you over there. Please subscribe to them. Hit their like and share, and give them a thumbs up, please. But make sure you tell them I told you to come over. Also, while you're here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like and share, leave me a comment if you would, and a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on if you like the video or not. Now, this one here is a lot of cop-splaining, blah, 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 blah. Okay? I am so sick and tired of hearing cops run off at the mouth. It's just, well, you know, it could be if this and if it was that, but it could be this here, but if it was that there, then this here would be there. Shut up. You guys are fucking idiots. I don't know what it's going to take to get you clowns in costumes to do your job. You know, this is in Colorado, for crying out loud. Young punk cop. Hey, buddy, come here. I want to talk to you. Dude's walking down the street. I don't want to talk to you. Well, you're going to talk to me anyway. Oh, great. Now 1941. We're back in Nazi Germany. Great. These assholes need to go away. These bad cops. Get rid of them. We don't need them. They're a joke anyway. And they're costing us money. Because when they do something stupid, they get sued. And us, the taxpayers, have to pay for that. Personally, I'm getting tired of it. You bozos in a uniform need to go. Get out. Turn your badge, turn your gun in, go to work somewhere else. I know you can't get a job anywhere else because nobody else will hire you. That's why you're a cop. You're too stupid to do anything else. God. All right, let's get on with the video.
On February 3rd, 2025, Officer John Long of the Brighton Police Department stopped an individual named John who was walking down a street in Brighton, Colorado, wearing a face covering.
Sir, excuse me. Come over here. Come over here. No, come over here.
I'm heading over here.
What?
I'm heading over here.
Yeah, I want to talk to you real quick. Come on.
What?
You're wearing a black ski mask. It's 50 degrees outside.
Well, if you want to talk to him, walk your little fat ass over there and talk to him. Quit being a douchebag. This is what we're talking about. These cops think they are gods, that they have some magical powers. I know they're scumbags. I know they think they have, a sovereign citizenship where the laws of the universe don't apply to them because they're special. Yeah, they're special, all right, like a short bus.
Come over here. Walk this way.
I'm going to the auto zone.
Okay, you're not walking there. Now you're going to talk to me.
You got something to arrest me for?
No, I've got reasonable suspicion to contact you, so come over here.
That's not reasonable suspicion.
Yes, it is.
No. I got a lawsuit going in Titan.
Sure, we can work on a lawsuit.
No, they jumped me, bro. I was walking from my mama's house.
Okay.
And they jumped me. It's on YouTube, bro.
Let me tell you why I'm stopping you, okay? Because it's 50 degrees outside. You're clearly not cold because you're wearing a shirt. And you're wearing a black ski mask walking down Bridge Street. You understand why that's kind of strange?
No, because he wants to. This is America, not Germany. Get this Gestapo bootlicker off the street. God, I hate these cops.
It's not illegal, but I just want to figure out what's going on.
Privacy, right?
Sure, but it's also suspicious.
Only
That's
if
not
I was
normal.
being, but it's only illegal if I'm being ignorant or threatening to somebody. You understand?
I didn't
Is
say
that
it was
correct or
illegal.
not?
I did not say it was illegal. I'm saying suspicious. That's why
All
I'm
right.
contacting
Well, I
you,
don't
okay?
want this contact.
Okay, you're not free to go yet because I got a couple things I got to ask you, okay? So, what's your name?
No, you could put
Yes.
on there like, jolly fat citizen.
No,
was-
that's not. Reasonable suspicion.
I'm on my way.
No, you're not going anywhere right now.
I'm on my way to right here.
Dumbass, you don't have reasonable suspicion. That's what the kid is trying to tell you. You're a fucking idiot.
Not right now.
Yes, I am, bro.
No, you're not.
Call
Right
your
now.
superior.
Not right
Call
now.
your superior.
I've got someone
Bubba.
coming over to talk to me, so let me explain
Call
what I
your
need from you.
superior,
I need your
man.
name and your address and just what you're doing.
I'm up in the
And all you Karens, Darrens, and bootlickers out there see this and go, well, he's just doing his job. Yeah, if he's with a Gestapo.
record this.
Sure, it's all being recorded from me too.
All right,
That's
I'm
what
gonna get the
it's-
footage. I got it
Sure.
from Titusville, Florida. You can look it up on YouTube. I'll
I
show
don't
you.
want to look it up.
I'll show you this.
Okay, so what's your name? Do you have your ID on you by chance to make it easier?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the video. It's on Newsbreak as well.
I mean, I don't really want to see the video. I mean, I trust you.
But
I
I'm
don't need
just
to see
headed to get a part for my vehicle.
Okay.
It's none of your business, and I'm on my way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the reason I'm stopping is for reasonable suspicion. Okay?
You have to
Suspicion?
suspect me of a crime.
You don't have reasonable suspicion that he's done anything. You are an idiot, a moron. You have an IQ less than a sand brick.
Okay.
Not just say
So
he
let me
looks,
explain-
or I assume
Let me
he's got
explain
some-
why that's suspicious. Because it's 50 degrees outside.
How you doing, sir?
You're walking
I'm
around
going
with a
to the
ski
auto
mask
parts
on,
store for my
and you're
vehicle.
walking down Bridge
I got the
Street.
right to
You're
privacy.
clearly not cold because
There's
it's
nothing
50
wrong with me
degrees out. You're
walking
wearing a
on a
t-shirt.
public sidewalk.
So what
I'm
is your
not
name?
being ignorant or frightening to people. You know what I'm saying? So other than the whole you're not allowed to wear a mask
I didn't
if
say
you're
you're not
being
allowed to wear a
threatening.
mask. I didn't
Then
say
I'm
that.
fine. I'm just walking a public sidewalk to a store to buy.
Okay, I
and
just
go
explained to you
somewhere.
what I contacted
I don't
you
need
for.
to give you my name.
You need to give me
or
your name,
anything.
your address,
no,
and what you're doing. Okay.
Your system asked you what was my name, but you could put Jolly Fat Citizen
I'm
was not
explaining
doing anything
I'm going to put you
wrong.
in handcuffs if you don't give me your name.
I'm going to show you the video in Titusville.
I don't wanna see
Florida.
the video. I'm
There's
telling you
no
what's going on
reason
right here
for
right
you
now.
to put me in handcuffs.
Because you're not identifying
Can you tell
yourself.
me what crime I committed?
I'm stopping you for reasonable suspicion.
No.
You don't have reasonable suspicion. Get a clue, you idiot moron.
You have to have a suspicion of a crime for me.
And they cannot understand why there's such a disconnect between citizens and these morons. It's incredible.
Identify. I looked up the Colorado deal. You have to suspect me of a crime. Suspect me of a crime. I'm
That's why I'm
walking
stopping
from
you.
my vehicle that's down. I just told you that, and that's all you need.
No,
I have
now
no.
identify yourself.
I have to identify.
Okay.
I can tell you my
Your
first
and last
name, maybe.
Your first and last name.
But that's not going to help you with a crime that I haven't committed.
Okay.
You understand that? Well, how would that help you with a crime that I haven't committed?
Okay, sir. At this point, I need your name, your address, and
You're going to take me to jail, right?
I don't want to put you in handcuffs. I don't need to.
I think.
All I want right now.
I know, but I kind of like you want the threatening portion of it, but
No,
you
I
don't want
don't.
to put me in jail
I
because there's
don't wanna
nothing
do
to
that.
put me in jail.
I don't want to even handcuff you.
I'm going in the hands.
I just need to contact you for
understand,
reasonable
right?
suspicion. I just need your name and your
This is
address.
the only way poor people can get money, man. You come snatch me up, take me to jail.
I don't want to put you in handcuffs.
Why? For what suspicion of what crime? Where's the camera I'm talking to? You got one?
I got one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. A suspicion of what crime? I'm walking on a public sidewalk, right? And that's not a crime. And there's no reason other than if I was threatening to somebody for you to worry about anything but my privacy. It's not IDF. It's Israeli Defense Force territory. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, I get it, but I'm just headed this way. Have not done anything wrong, right? I just walked on a sidewalk from my vehicle that is down, and I'm trying to go fix it. I'm trying to go to the auto parts store.
I've explained to you what I need from you. Are you going to give me your first and last name and your address or not? Are you going to give me that or not?
Are
That's
you
all I
going
want.
to take me to jail?
I don't want to take you to jail. All I want is your name, your address.
I'm done. I'm done because I'm
So you're not
trying to
gonna
get
tell me who
worked
you
up.
are?
I'm just trying to get. I'm getting worked
Are you
up.
sure you don't want to just tell me your name? Like,
No, he doesn't have to. You Gestapo moron.
that's all I want to do, and I can let you go if you just tell me your name, first and last name, and your
But
address.
that doesn't stop me from a crime that I haven't committed. That doesn't aid you in identifying a crime.
Okay, I'm going to identify you either way. Is this okay?
Yeah, but this way we get to sue the living shit out of you. Of course, you don't care because you got qualified immunity. The taxpayers have to pay for it. Why doesn't it come out of these scumbags' pension funds? Now, I know for a fact that YouTube is throttling me back because I'm pushing this memorandum on the pension funds. And you know what? I don't care. I am sick and tired of paying for these clowns to screw up. Let them pay for it for a while. Maybe then they'll get their head out of their ass and start doing their job. I doubt it because they're not smart enough. But we can always hope.
Hey.
We headed back this way?
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Y'all got a supervisor?
I do. He's not here. He's busy right now.
Oh, okay. Can you get him on the phone?
I'll let him know what's going on. If you want to talk to him, sure, I can do that.
Sure, thank you, sir.
Anytime you face my wheel right here. 6-1 code 5 with the mail. Do you have anything?
Yeah, you just kidnapped somebody. Illegally. Illegally.
I need to know that.
And you're a cop. You're supposed to know what you're doing. And you don't have a clue. You know, this cop couldn't find his ass with both hands if he was sitting on him.
Hurt me, stick me, poke me?
I got
Needles, nothing like that?
I got a tablet, a phone. I'm using to look at the YouTube videos, how to fix my vehicle. That I'm gonna leave stranded because you take.
This just really pisses me off. When you have cops, is this stupid? Costing taxpayers money.
Me kidnapping me, right? And
So nothing's
I got vaporizers, and that's it. No,
Okay.
I think I got money and probably I might got maybe my debit card on me because it's illegal to be around here without currency, right? Y'all gonna snatch me up, but it's not, you know. I might have a screwdriver that's
You realize we could avoid it all this
but I don't have an address for a name for you. You know what I mean?
Why do cops always say that? Well, all you got to do is give us your name and your address and your birth date. That's all you got to do. Comply. Come on, comply. We order you to comply. You know what? Blow it out your ass.
I haven't committed any crime. I have a name, but why do I have to give it to? What crime did I commit?
Okay, in Colorado, we're allowed to stop someone if we believe. No, if we have reasonable suspicion
Of what
that a crime.
crime?
Just
Sir,
listen to me.
just
Don't
tell
interrupt
me,
me.
bro.
Just let me talk.
Tell me what
Okay,
crime.
don't interrupt me and I'll explain it to you, okay? Just don't interrupt me and I'll explain it all to you. Okay? If you have
It
questions,
better
then
work,
ask me.
though. What you
Okay.
saying better work.
You do not have reasonable suspicion. That's what he's trying to tell you. You're an idiot.
Okay. So in Colorado, we can stop someone if we have reasonable suspicion based on articulable circumstances that there has been, will be, or could be in the future a crime committed.
All right,
So
and
based
neither
on
of you
so
here.
just let me
I've
keep this-
already.
Just don't interrupt me. Let me keep going. Okay. Okay. So based on the articulable reason of you're walking down Bridge Street with a ski mask on, when
not
it's not
illegal.
that cold. No, it's not illegal. But based on
Thank
the
you.
fact that we have a high crime area right here on Bridge Street,
But you
you're
just
not
wanna
cold
snatch me. You won't
and you're
take my
wearing a
word.
ski mask.
But I'm headed to
And
the
then
store, bro.
because-
These two cops are morons. Absolute morons. They don't even have enough sense to pour piss out of a boot.
To fix my vehicle. You
let
don't
me
want me
keep
to fix my vehicle.
Just let me keep
You
talking.
want to
Just don't
tow
interrupt me
it.
and I'll explain it to you. I don't want to tow you. You don't even know where your
Yeah.
car is.
You want to take me to jail too?
I don't want to take you to jail.
Well, then why don't you leave me alone and you can investigate by
going
looking at
to.
me go to my store.
I was
and then
literally
you can
just trying to-
investigate by watching me go to my car. Make
was
sure the
gonna
camera
just
gets this. You can investigate
name and your
by
address.
watching me go. I don't have an address.
Can you spread your feet
bro.
for me?
I
Fine.
don't
If you said
have-
He does not have to give you a name, an address, and a birth date. You have no reasonable suspicion. You are a frickin' idiot.
you're transient, that's
That's what
fine.
I'm saying, bro.
God, this just
Officer
pisses me
Long
off.
argues that he had reasonable suspicion to detain and identify John based on his attire. As we have discussed many times before here on ATA, the Supreme Court determined in the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio that officers may stop and detain individuals based on reasonable articulable suspicion of criminal activity. Section 16-3-103 of the Colorado Revised Statutes codifies this authority and also empowers officers to require Terry detainees to give their name and address, identification, and an explanation of their actions. However, under the protections of the Fourth Amendment, this authority to detain and identify only exists when an officer has reasonable suspicion to believe that the citizen has committed or is about to commit a crime. Here, the only evidence that Officer Long had to detain John was that he was wearing a face covering on a warm day and that he was allegedly in a so-called high crime area. Now, while courts look to the so-called totality of the circumstances in order to determine if reasonable suspicion exists, and the fact that an event may have an innocent explanation does not necessarily defeat a conclusion of reasonable suspicion, it is unlikely that a court would conclude that Officer Long had sufficient evidence to detain and identify John under these circumstances.
Yes.
I wouldn't have anything illegal on me.
So you have to realize
somebody
that-
else's name.
You have to realize in our day-to-day, we get people
I
lying.
got this. I got a
Okay,
lawsuit
okay.
in Florida going about this, man. Because it's my right to privacy, and I look like a bum, and that's none of your business, you know. So you're right, none of your concern, anything like that.
I'm gonna take your mask off, okay?
Oh, why you taking my mask off?
So I can see who you are. I'm not gonna have you in the back of my car.
Bro, this is all illegal, bro. I can headbutt y'all right here in the face, bro. I'm telling you, on camera, man, they're literally kidnapping me. Bro, please bring the supervisor. Y'all literally taking me in because you want to, bro. I'm literally trying to fix my car, man. Crazy, man. I don't know nothing about
Being kidnapped by punk bitches that don't know their job and cost taxpayers a buttload of money.
people's phone numbers, dog. You gonna give me my phone to give you this? Whatever, man. What's your name?
Officer Dog.
Yeah, man. Officer. Thanks for kidnapping me. Thanks for kidnapping me, sir.
The card just is a gift card, so there's no name on it. So
Okay.
that's the best.
Okay. Let's look him up in here. We'll see if we can find anything. It's John, right? Do you want to talk to my supervisor? He's right here, actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll go get it for you, okay?
You don't do? We have a debit card to try to identify this person.
He doesn't want to talk to you, too.
He wants to.
Now, listen to the cops explaining horse crap that the sergeant tries to give. Are you, in Colorado, are you guys dumber than sand or what? Is it possible?
Hey, John, get you out of here, okay? So, want to face this? You're going to take the handcuffs off you, okay? Mind holding that?
Pretty sure I just. Hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw you. Hold on.
Okay. This is my supervisor, by the way, Sergeant Morosky.
Hey, what's up, man? Is it John? John, I just ran your information. You're in a Green Ranger parked over off of Miller. You were abandoned the car over at Walmart yesterday. Not yesterday.
Yeah, I stay in the back room.
Right. But then today,
And why did he run his information? Mr. I'm so smart. I am a cop and I know everything because I'm in charge. You're a moron.
you were parked over.
And what's with these guys? Oh, man. These skinheads. I don't get these skinheads.
There, and now it's just parked over there off Miller, isn't it?
Did y'all tell him what I told y'all?
No, I
I'm
did
going
not.
here to the auto parts store to fix it.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I work right here.
All right.
Right there.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Just spread your feet for me.
Yeah, I told them that.
Just spread your feet for me. Okay.
That's not illegal. There's no crime. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that, sir. I'm just saying, it's a tense thing you do, bro.
I know.
You know?
All you do is just tell me your name.
You make like 3-4 times the average manager, bro, around here, and nobody can achieve anything.
He does not have to give you his name, his address, or his birth date. He did nothing wrong. You moron.
Ain't more than being a manager a lot of times, you know, in life.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Look at me.
Yeah.
So you gotta turn around. Do you
I
understand?
have my mask, please.
Okay, now here comes the cops explaining.
Yeah, what? It's all
Hold on.
Thank you, sir.
You know what the building is that's next over here?
It doesn't matter.
I'm walking
Just
down the
hold on,
public
you know-
sidewalk.
you know what
need
the
to know
next
every video. I'm not here to know every,
understand, but do you
every
understand why
building
the-
that I'm walking upon
hear me
is
out.
going
Just let
to
me
from
finish.
one point to
Just
another,
let me finish
sir.
up. Literally last week, we had the exact same scenario. Where
Your camera's on too, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got this Castle Rock. I was door dashing in Castle Rock. Their supervisor apologized to me, told me to make sure I can still door dash there.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with having a mask. In Titusville, Florida, I got it on YouTube, man. I was just walking from my mother's house with a radio and a backpack full of waters, and I was taken into custody, threatened with arrest with the same thing, man. But I'm on a public sidewalk. You know, they tried to say I was bending down in the bushes, but the city hadn't cut the grass. So when I was getting my water bottles and switching my radio, you know, it looked as it looked, you know. But,
fair enough. And I totally get you, man.
But
hold on. So I just don't want him. When he's driving along and you're coming up on two schools right here, like a middle school and a high school.
It's not illegal.
Then put the schools out in the middle of the cornfield. If you're that worried about it, you bald-headed prick. God almighty. God, these guys piss me off.
If I was a young person with religious points of views, y'all acting like the IDF doesn't help anybody, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Sergeant Drew Merlowski arrives on the scene and releases John. While discussing the situation with John, Sergeant Merlowski points out that John was walking towards two schools when Officer Long stopped him. Now, while Section 18-9-112 of the Colorado Revised Statutes makes it a petty offense to, quote-unquote, loiter within 100 feet of school grounds with the intent to interfere with or disrupt the school program or to interfere with or endanger school children, absent some evidence of this intent, such as surveillance of children or attempts to enter school property, an individual's proximity to a school is not inherently suspicious. Here, John was simply walking down the street, and a court would likely find that the fact that he happened to be walking near two schools, even when combined with the fact that he was wearing a ski mask in a so-called high crime area, was insufficient to give rise to reasonable suspicion. Although the location being near a school might heighten an officer's subjective concern, John's objective behavior did not suggest any specific threat to the school.
100% right.
All right. I'm just making sure, bro. And literally, I spoke fluidly, you know, and I articulated what I was doing to a point that I didn't need to. You know what I'm saying? But
well, I gotta tell you though
about the two schools.
Congratulations,
but even when you're schools, bro.
Even when you're walking here with the mask, that's one thing. But you parked outside of a liquor store over there.
I work at in that building. Okay, I work I told your officer yesterday. Some guy with black hair underneath, a young man, black hair.
Okay.
He saw me and asked me questions that didn't need to be asked. Where do I live? None of his business. I told him I worked there, you know. Last night during my shift, I got gas and hit E85 and put it in my vehicle. My troubles seem to, you know, follow me on a public path to fix my shit, and then now y'all jumping me and kidnapping me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Kidnapping
Detaining me for no reason is damn near kidnapping, bro. You know, even if you would like to try to create one, a school, in proximity of a school, that's kind of ridiculous, you know? Kind of to a point. You could follow and investigate. You would have saw me, like I told you, would have saw me go there. They would have saw me jog to my mother's house. They would have saw me drink my water out of my backpack, no gun. The 911 call didn't even say I had a gun. She just thought, oh, it's just suspicious, so I want to, you know, I'd rather call in, and they're like, oh, it's better safe than sorry, and then told me I had a gun. I told them I didn't have a gun. The 911 caller, it's all on YouTube.
Oh.
No, this is all Titusville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was, and even if you suspected what you thought is right, that's not enough. I'm telling you, an anonymous call is also not enough. You know what I mean?
Well,
I can't even walk a public road as I wish. I have to know a little something, you know?
John argues that an anonymous call is insufficient grounds for a Terry stop detention. As we discussed earlier in this episode, police officers may conduct an investigatory detention when they have reasonable suspicion to believe that an individual is involved in criminal activity. Although an anonymous tip alone rarely is sufficient to provide the reasonable suspicion necessary for a Terry stop, the Supreme Court held in the 1990 case of Alabama versus White that an anonymous tip can create reasonable suspicion when it exhibits, quote-unquote, sufficient sufficient indicia of reliability to justify an investigatory stop. In the White case, the anonymous tipster predicted a suspect's future behavior, and the police corroborated these details before making the stop, which the court concluded made it reasonable for the officers to rely on the tipster's apparent inside information. However, in the 2000 case of Florida versus JL, the Supreme Court determined that an anonymous tip that an individual was carrying a gun was insufficient to establish reasonable suspicion when the tipster described the individual's appearance, but did not provide any predictive information that would allow police to test the informant's knowledge or credibility. Accordingly, Supreme Court precedent establishes that anonymous tips are treated with caution, and while an anonymous tip rarely creates reasonable suspicion on its own, additional circumstances suggesting that the tip is reliable may authorize officers to conduct a Terry stop based on an anonymous call. Of course, it is highly unlikely that Officer Long had reasonable suspicion to detain John, regardless of whether or not he was responding to an anonymous call.
So, but you can think about the schools. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. So are you trying to get down to
I'm trying to fix and move on where y'all can't get me no more, man.
Do you need a ride?
No, sir. I'm gonna hit this AutoZone, see if they got a hose I can use, or whichever one.
Okay, there's this one. There's a Napa halfway down the right.
The
and there's
O'Reilly's
as well.
Yeah, I had to do my drum brakes, and same scenario. That's why I thought it would be okay, man.
Okay. You know that, I'm just gonna throw this out there. You know that we've now talked to you.
Yes,
you know somebody's gonna keep calling us, right?
Right, but you know
they're gonna keep calling us, right?
Especially if you walk into AutoZone wearing a ski mask. Like, you understand why that's like weird for them?
Yeah.
They're like working behind the counter.
65 degrees
but
up.
I live like this, man. So I walked into O'Reilly's and everything like that too. I could pull it down and be sociable. You know what I'm saying? And there's no problem with that.
I understand.
But right here, when you see how bright it is, the cameras will be able to see that the Eskimos used to use this technology to be able to see far distance safely, like this. You know what I'm saying? When the bright shit is out, so it's too much, man. I don't have to tell y'all so much, man.
Okay.
I apologize for making y'all scared, but I'm really not junkie trying to do nothing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I got a lot of racked
understand.
up, man.
There's a combination between seeing you outside the liquor store. I have no idea if you work there, but I'm telling you, when you say there's no crime, what he can say is that based on the actions and it being so
Outside of a liquor store.
grossly disproportionate to what we
Because
see
of the
on an everyday
temperature,
basis.
that's ridiculous. Because of the temperature, religious points of view and also medical reasons, we can cover up or not cover up depending on
Are you
what.
claiming either of those things?
That's neither. I don't have to.
Why would he have to claim it? It doesn't matter. You guys did not have reasonable suspicion to stop him and kidnap him.
That's a fact, right?
Okay.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
man.
Thanks, John.
Good luck.
The officers allowed John to leave without further incident. Very little information is available about this interaction, and it is unknown whether John filed a complaint or intends to pursue legal action. Overall, Officer Long gets an F for effectuating a detainment under extremely questionable circumstances, utterly failing to conduct any meaningful investigation before demanding ID, and for demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of how reasonable suspicion works. The sole basis for the stop was that John was wearing a ski mask in what Officer Long described as a high-crime area. While courts have long recognized that context matters, attire and location, without more, do not create the individualized suspicion required to justify a detention under Terry versus Ohio. John was not loitering, not trespassing, and not exhibiting behavior consistent with any specific criminal offense. Rather than assess his conduct, Officer Long defaulted to demanding ID and pressing for compliance without identifying any criminal predicate. His failure to observe, question, or even attempt to investigate beyond superficial impressions demonstrates a clear lack of understanding regarding the concept of reasonable suspicion. The anonymous tip that Officer Long referenced provided no predictive information and was never corroborated, rendering it essentially meaningless. Even after John calmly asserted his rights and asked for clarification, Officer Long refused to reevaluate the basis for the stop, opting instead to escalate the situation through persistence and assumption. And although Sergeant Merlowski ultimately allowed John to leave, his attempt to rationalize the stop echoes Officer Long's same flawed logic of substituting proximity and appearance for evidence. This interaction is a clear example of what happens when training fails to instill a working knowledge of constitutional standards, and when officers substitute instinct for investigation. Stops like these don't just violate the law, they erode public trust and dramatically increase the likelihood of unnecessary conflict. John gets an A+ for calmly asserting his rights under pressure, passively refusing to comply with an unlawful detention, and for demonstrating a clear understanding of the legality of the situation. At no point did John become combative, disrespectful, or erratic, and he repeatedly asked Officer Long to articulate the legal basis for the stop, which the officer utterly failed to do. John correctly recognized that neither his attire nor his proximity to schools, nor the presence of a so-called high crime area created a lawful basis for detainment. He challenged the stop without escalating the interaction, made it clear he was willing to risk arrest to stand on principle, and effectively turned the encounter into a prime example of the overreach that prompted it. John demonstrated a rare ability to remain calm and collected, and complied with commands that he believed were unlawful while also offering valid criticisms of the officer's conduct. While it could be argued that John should have invoked his right to remain silent, his ability to clearly articulate his points and dismantle the suspicion of the officers was commendable, and likely served him well in this interaction. John's detention is also remarkably similar to a high-profile incident that occurred in Aurora, Colorado in 2019, where 23-year-old Elijah McClain was killed by police after he was detained for wearing a ski mask on a warm August night in a so-called high-crime area. In July of 2020, an independent investigation was launched, and investigators determined that the initial detention of Mr. McClain, which officers claimed was because he was acting quote-unquote suspicious, was wearing a mask and waving his arms, and was in an area with a quote-unquote high crime rate, was not supported by reasonable suspicion that he was engaged in criminal activity. Accordingly, it is highly likely that a court would find that the detention of John under comparable circumstances was also not based on reasonable suspicion, and therefore that John was under no legal obligation to identify himself. In addition to what was mentioned earlier, this interaction also highlights how confidently asserting your rights, even in the face of unlawful police conduct, can expose abuse of authority without inviting unnecessary escalation, and steer the interaction in a favorable direction for the citizen. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.
Okay, so do me a favor. I'm sorry I got so amped up, but I am just so sick and tired of these clowns doing whatever it is they want to do with no consequences. I'm just sick and tired of it. Guys, always record the police because you can't trust them to tell the truth. And let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Thank you.